Hello, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy my videos where I share my painting experience, I show you my successes, and I also show you the difficulties I have and how I correct my mistakes. If you could take a minute to give me a thumbs up, that helps my channel grow and I'd really appreciate that. Today I'm going to show you how I paint sunflowers. They're always fun to paint. They are a beautiful flower with lots of different elements. It's very enjoyable to paint and very easy too. Give it a try. Here's my palette of acrylic paints. I have titanium white, primary yellow, raw sienna, raw umber, French ultramarine blue, sap green and alizarin crimson. I've painted my canvas panel with primary yellow, sap green and some French ultramarine blue, and I've mixed on top of that some titanium white to make it a little more opaque. I'm using a liner brush, also called a rigger, and some raw sienna, and I'm outlining my flowers just to sort of sketch them in to see where they're going to be. Give me a guideline more or less. I like to paint my flowers in odd numbers, and I've chosen to paint 3, and I've angled them differently. One is facing down, one looks to the left and the other to the right. That way it makes a painting look more interesting if you're seeing things from different angles, things that overlap, overlapping stems, overlapping leaves. It just all goes to make the painting look more interesting. I'm using sap green mixed with primary yellow and a little titanium white, and I'm putting on what I call a mid-tone. I'll add highlights and shadow as I go along. I'm using a large round, I don't know what number it is, it's quite a big one though, and I'm putting in my petals, and I'm using raw sienna to do this. I'm thinking of raw sienna as sort of a shadowy mid-tone colour, and I'll put in highlights on the lit side, which is coming from the right, I think I decided. The petals on the far side, being further away from us, will look smaller, will be smaller, and all the petals that are closest to me, I'll paint larger. I'm using another large round and raw umber this time to paint the centers. The centers will not stay that color. They are where the sunflower seeds form, and really they are thousands of tiny tubular flowers where the sunflower seeds develop. And to show that, I will use a bristle brush and sort of stamp on highlights, but I'm starting off with the raw umber base. I'm using a rigger brush to put in these sepals, and I forget what the top of that is called. It's like I don't know. I don't know what you call that on a sunflower, but it has all these little sepals around. I'm mixing raw sienna and primary yellow, and I'm going to put on some highlights. Well, at this point, I suppose they're not really called highlights. I'm just getting in more petal color, let's put it that way. I'm reinforcing my stems. I always start off with raw sienna when I sketch in everything, and then I go over that with sap green, and sometimes with sap green mixed with primary yellow and even alizarin crimson, just to punch it up a little bit. My stems are never one single color. There's always 3 or 4 different colors in them. I'm mixing primary yellow and titanium white to give me a petal highlight. It won't be the lightest, and the color and the light is coming from the right, as I said earlier. And I will put an even lighter yellow, possibly even just straight titanium white as a highlight. It doesn't really matter. My petals are rather sparse. It doesn't really matter how many petals you put on a sunflower. I always think it looks better the more you get on there. Using a smaller round, I can get on more petals. The other petals will show through, and it'll look good when it's finished. Wait and see. I knew there was something odd looking about that particular flower. I forgot to put the petals that are closest to us on there. I think that looks much better. We don't see the center as well, but it gives the flower more dimension. It looks correct now. I'm using this old bristle brush to pounce on the center of the sunflower where the seeds develop. I think pounce is the right expression. They use that word in stenciling, I think. I'm just dotting it on. There's another way of putting it. I like to find areas to use alizarin crimson in my paintings. I feel it makes the work look more lively somehow. It just jazzes it up a little bit. And the centers of these sunflowers is a good place. I like to use it on stems and in some cases in leaves. Wherever I can find a spot to put some, really. I'm mixing up a highlight green with primary yellow, sap green and some titanium white, and I'm going to actually, that's absolutely wrong because that part of the leaf should be in shadow, but I'm adding highlights to my leaves. That's a bit better. And I did have a yellow highlight on them, but I've decided that it doesn't look real. Not that I go for realism in my paintings, but I do like things to read right. And I don't feel that the yellow on the edge of the leaf does. In this case, sometimes it does on certain plants, in certain lights, but in this case, I think it competes with the sunflower itself too much. So I'm changing it to a pale green. I like to put my paint on as thickly as I can, and acrylics are very good for that. Sometimes I will use a gel medium just to give me a thick impasto look. I'm using raw umber and French ultramarine blue to give me an almost black colour, not quite black, to deepen the shadow, to make that centre more rounded by deepening the shadow at the edge. I have another bristle brush and I'm mixing raw sienna with some alizarin crimson and a little titanium white, and I want to make that center, well, the outer ring of the center of the flower where all the seeds develop, a little raised where the light is hitting it, and only where the light is hitting it, so it'll be on the right hand side in this one. I'm going for an even lighter highlight on my petals, using titanium white and primary yellow. And I'll just dab it on here and there, not on every petal. What I do usually is get all my midtones on and then spend the rest of my painting time adjusting the highlights and shadows and getting as many colors as I can into things like stems and leaves, and just trying to punch it up a little bit, make it a little more lively. Well, that's it for painting sunflowers. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.